Everybody, welcome to the Insurance Journal's Academy of Insurance's weekly webinar Aftershow. I'm your host, George, and joining me for the Aftershow is a multifaceted quintuple threat. I don't even know what all the quint would be, but he is the director of the Academy of Insurance. He is also today's instructor. Today's class was The Bar is Open, Liquor Liability Basics. And today's instructor was Mr. Patrick Wraight. He's also the director of the Academy of Insurance. Did I fail to mention that? Patrick, welcome to the Aftershow. It's great to
Thanks,
see you.
George. Good to see you.
Oh, my pleasure. So the bar is open, liquor liability basics. Basics is built into the title of the course. Is there another reason that basics is are we instructing to a particular level of insurance professional? And could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so this was the last session in our New to Insurance series for this year. We did 14 hours of different content in a bunch of different aspects of insurance, different coverages, different policies. And we chose this to be the last one because I hadn't done anything on liquor liability. And I thought this would be a good conversation, a way to bridge the gap between what we talk about in the CGL policy where it's excluded and then deal with why it would be included, what a separate policy would look like. So yeah, this was our last of our New to Insurance group.
Fantastic. It was super well attended, and there's lots of great questions in the class, which everyone will find out about when it goes on demand. And I thought one of the interesting things about the class was you said there was a difference between say the liability that a restaurant or event has when they serve or sell liquor, and there's also when you buy liquor at a store and remove from the store, they were saying does the store or is the store liable or should they have liquor liability insurance? There was a minor debate about that, but you were saying that there is a difference, but not very much. Like they should also have liquor liability. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the CGL exclusion, right? If you consider a convenience store where people aren't necessarily drinking adult beverages, but they are purchasing them, the CGL policy that they have, unless it's not an ISO based one, but if they're using an ISO based CGL policy, that policy is going to exclude their alcohol sales because they are in the business of selling alcohol. And so because of that, they would need to have a liquor liability policy for the sale of that particular product, because even though probably not allowed to indulge in adult beverages on the premises, and they probably would not be encouraging people to sit outside at a picnic table or in their car in the parking lot drinking the alcoholic beverages, they're still selling them. They're still in the business, and there's still the potential liability associated with that.
Got it. Thank you. So if a business purchases a liquor liability policy or gets liquor liability coverage on their policy, there are instances when an insurer might want to further restrict what they're covered under or not covered under for liquor liability. How would that apply, or what would be the application in that case? Like if a restaurant buys liquor liability coverage, could an insurer then say, well, because of this part of your business, like say maybe a mechanical bull, I don't know, like is that, well, we can't have you do that much liquor liability, or we can't underwrite that much because of further perils that could accrue. Can you are there instances that you can think of off the top of your head for that?
So, if somebody's buying a liquor liability policy, that's one thing. If they've got operations that cause an insurance carrier to stop and go, wait a minute, that's something else entirely. And so that's going to be a matter of insurance company appetite for what they want to write. And additionally, if they've got if the company doesn't know that they're doing certain things, then when they find out, that's usually when the agent gets a phone call or the insured gets a letter that says, hey, we want to thank you for paying us money last year, but we're not going to let you pay us any more money this year.
I'm not sure I So there's besides that scenario, that A to Z, you're not sure of any other sort of instances where they would not want to.
Yeah,
Where they,
yeah. I would think that a carrier who's willing to write the liquor liability, they're just willing to write it, or they're not, depending on what's going
got
on.
it.
So
Okay, I gotcha. Do you think is there any examples you think that of something that a liquor liability policy should cover but doesn't, like getting in your cups and riding an animal like a donkey maybe, or something like a something, is there a cruelty to animals exclusion or a something like that, or in your estimation, because the policy, do you think that there's something the policy should cover but doesn't and should, or even if it's a personal observation, not so much
yeah,
an insurance one?
yeah. No, I think that the policies cover the reasonable exposures that the business might have. Much of the results of imbibing in the alcohol range, that turns into a personal liability issue where it's the things that they have done, and so that's a little bit less on the line of what we're dealing with. Of course, when somebody drinks and does something else, that always potentially puts the business that sold them on the hook in some ways. But the fact of it is that that they what happens afterwards, there may or may not be coverage depending on everything that we know or don't know about what happened.
Got it. Patrick, this class was super interesting. The bar is open, liquor liability basics, talking about the ISO, CGL, and CAG forms. Very much a great bookend to the new to insurance series that we had this year. So thank you so much for all of your insights and knowledge into that arena. Patrick, next week we have Thanksgiving. So Thursday, we're not doing a class or an after show. But the following Thursday, so 2 Thursdays from today, we welcome the astonishing return of Mr. Chris Brand and his class, Predicting 2026 Capacity, Competition, and Catastrophe. Alliteratively interesting title and somewhat vague. Should we be able to tell people more about what's going on, or is sort of the nebulousness of the title, should that be enough to draw people in, or can we expand on anything that we're going to talk about in a couple weeks? Or
So
should we?
I believe that the participants, the folks that register, they should register because it's Chris. And because he's going to be looking ahead at next year, and the specifics of what he's going to talk about, I could only begin to guess. But I do know this, that Chris will have an opinion about what the market looks like, what the health of the insurance industry in general, and truly he'll be able to let us know what he sees going on into next year. And you may agree with him, you may not, but the one thing that you can't say is he's ill-informed or doesn't know what he's talking about, because he's one of the most brilliant people in our business.
Heck yeah. I'd say Olivier Tesla Baran, like just he's that kind of in insurance circles. He is that kind of name on the marquee, I would think.
Mm,
You know,
he's high up there.
got his finger, on the cover. Yeah, it's fantastic. So we are welcoming the return of Chris Barand and the future of insurance, which is super exciting. Patrick, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Any big plans for Thanksgiving? Are you gonna make your famous turducken?
We're gonna kind of lay it low a little bit, just some family gathering, and hopefully having a good time, hopefully enjoying each other's company and presence of everybody. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. But before we get to Thanksgiving, we are a week out yet, and I am curious to know, what are you doing tonight?
Tonight, Well, Patrick, it's
No,
funny you should say that because you talked about the future of insurance and how and Chris Brand's take on 2026 and things like that. So tonight is the debut. Even though we've been making music with the Academy for a couple years now in the form of insurance carols, so our insurance parodies of beloved Christmas carols, we're starting to write some party music, parodies of insurance parodies like Claymo is on YouTube, and that is the parody of Harry Belafonte's Deo, which is a fun song. The Cabana Men are actually Insurance George and the Commercial Lines Cabana Men are actually going to be performing live tonight at the Big Eye, New Hampshire's Young Leaders Jingles and Mingles event. So that is going to be really fun. So it's going to be the first time as a band we've been playing in front of people. I mean, you can catch our tunes on Spotify, YouTube, all the great streaming services, but people at that event are going to be seeing the Cabana Men live and in person. We're going to be doing many of our insurance carols, and we're going to have a few musical surprises as well. And we're going to be able to be putting excerpts of that performance up on live. There's a couple of medleys that we're going to be doing live that we can't, for copyright reasons, probably can't do, but we're going to be able to do a lot of them. So, Patrick, that is happening tonight. Thank you for asking. So, Big Eye, New Hampshire's event, Jingles and Mingles, is happening tonight, and we are honored to be the musical and entertainment portion of that evening. So,
fantastic. Hope
thank
it
you for
goes
asking.
well.
Of course, man. It's going to go great. You kidding? Going to go great. We are ready. So thank you for asking about that, Patrick. Thank you for doing the class today. Thanks for being the director of the Academy of Insurance. The class today was, again, the bar is open, liquor liability basics. Our instructor is Patrick Wraight. On behalf of Patrick Wraight, this is your host, George, saying thanks, everyone, for coming to the after show. We will see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. And a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a claims-free New Year. Yeah.